In this video, I'm going to show you how to write your PMP application in under 5 minutes utilizing AI correctly. I know a lot of you guys are utilizing AI to do it, but are you doing it right? Let's see if you're doing it right. I'm Andrew Ramdale. I am the author of the world's best-selling PMP study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified, and I'm also the creator of Udemy's best-selling course with over 400,000 students in it. Let's get started on this quick. I'm going to try to make this video quickly. So really quickly, if you are trying to get your PMP, filling out the application is one of the most difficult part, and a lot of students get stuck because you have to write a description on every single project you're going to enter on the application. If you don't know this, in order to become PMP certified, you need to have a certain amount of experience. If you have a high school diploma or an associate degree, you have to show 60 months of experience within the last 8 years. If you have a bachelor's and higher, you have to show 36 months of experience and higher. This is off PMI.org, their website. Now, the way you would do this, let's say you have a bachelor's degree, the way you would show this is you would list a project on the application. Maybe you have one project for 36 months, then you only have to write descriptions for one project. If you have two projects, then you have to write two descriptions, three, or in any which way. The more projects you have, the more descriptions you're going to have to write. And that's where this becomes difficult, because what we got to do is we got to write 200 to 500 word descriptions per project, and you have to write them in a particular format that will be accepted by PMI. So I want to show you guys a prompt that you can use. Description, check the description below to get the prompt that you can just fill out, copy paste it back into ChatGPT or any one of your LLMs, large language models like ChatGPT or Gemini or Meta AI, whatever you're using, to generate the correct response. And then you just got to tweak it up a little bit and you'll have the perfect response. Let's get into it. So here I go. Let's go back here, and I want to show you guys the, let me go back here. So when you apply to get your PMP, you're going to come to a screen like this where you have to start the application. So I have John Doe, a fake person I made up just to show you guys the application. Let's go in here. By the way, PMI is not a fake person; it's a pseudo person. All right, don't kill me for this, please. All right, so I want to show you guys. So the application has three parts. Number one, you have to write your academic education. Tell me, for example, what high school you've been to, what college you've been to. You'd have to add that in here. So I have a master's degree from a college named Name College. Fake application here, guys. I'm not going to submit it, by the way. The second part of the application is professional education. This is going to be that 35 hours of education that you're going to get from your PMP course. So if you took my course, my live course, my coaching, my Udemy course, whatever, you would just put in who you took it from and when you took it and the 35 hours. So you need 35 hours of professional education. Okay, then you would say continue to experience. And this is the part that gets people. You have to fill out this experience form for every one of your projects. So for example, once again, if you got to show 36 months to PMI, and how do you know when you have to show 36 months? Literally says it right here. So if you have one project that spanned 3 years, you would just put one of these things in. So that's what I'm going to do because I want to make this quick. If you have 2 or 3 projects, you're going to have to keep adding projects until you get down to the part here that says, right now it says 0 of 36. Eventually it'll say 36 of 36. So I have a fake project that I want to show you guys. And I wrote the prompt in Word. And again, you can download this in the description below. So here's the prompt. All right. So before I get into the prompt, though, I got to put in some information at the top. Let me go through the top. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to call this project name. So let me fill out the top. So the top says, what is the name of the project? Give it any title you want. Doesn't really matter. It's more for you. Just be a little descriptive on there. The organization is TIA. That is the name of the company. The job title, market. You know what we call it? Sales manager. This is a sales project I got. Your job title is different than the role you played. Okay. There is this thing called your role on the project. You're going to be the project manager, but your job title can be different. For example, I've never had the job title of project managers, but I've managed tons of projects, and I'm pretty sure you guys had it too. So just put in your job title, whatever it was at your job. This was a what functional reporting area? What area of the organization? This was a marketing project. We are an notice you have information technology. We are a training education company. Just select your whatever focus your company is. What type of project was this? Was this agile? Was it hybrid? We'll say traditional. What team size was this? Well, it's 1 to 4. All right. If you don't want to give it away, you can say classified. I'll say 1 to 4. The project budget, I'm going to say up to $1 million. If you don't want to give this away, you could say classified. Maybe you're working on that secret government project. So I'm going to put one project that spanned 3 years. Let's go January 22. 36 months from then would be, let's just say February 25. All right. If it's in progress, you could check this box too, but it's not. Let's finish. Okay, so now look at what this says here. Provide a high-level description. Let's copy paste this. I did it, and I put it right here. Provide a high-level description that summarizes your experience and include, this is what it wants, guys, project objectives, outcome, your role on the project, your responsibilities, that's the big one, and deliverables. A typical response is 200 to 500 words. So we have to go in here, we have to write 200 to 500 words. This is where this application gets difficult. So here's what I did. I copied this and then I outlined it. The project, what was the project objective? So this was an advertising project. It was a project that the company put on to increase our revenue. So we created new marketing campaigns, basically. So the objective was to increase revenue from ads. The outcomes was ads increased revenue by 60%. My role was a project manager. The responsibilities, this is the tricky part. So here's where people get it wrong. What people do is they write what they did. PMI doesn't want to know what you actually did in terms of work. PMI wants to know what you did in terms of PMBOK, in terms of the 5 process group, initiating, planning, executing, monitor, controlling, and closing. They don't want to know that you wrote an ad for Google. They want to know if you made a charter. Did you manage risk? Did you manage a schedule? They want to know project management tasks. Basically, they want to know what you did in terms of what comes out of their own book, the PMBOK guide. So in order to make this easy, I just wrote everything I did in the 5 process groups. And I'm copying and pasting all of this into ChatGPT. You'll see how good it comes out. Deliverable. ChatGPT is not going to know what you did. So give it what the project actually did. So this project created new paid ads on Google and Meta, and it created 4 video, let's say 4 video ads. All right. Let's just say that's all it did. And you can add more deliverables in there. Now, here's the instructions to ChatGPT. I'm telling it, write me the description, use the words from what they want. I'm saying, hey, use these words. And only use PMBOK terms and processes. This is the key right here. This is the main thing. You got to make sure, it's bold that you got to make sure you do this. If you submit an application not listing what you did in terms of PMBOK, PMI can either reject it and make you do it again, or they can write out reject it until you get a new project because you didn't do any PM work there. Now, the real thing says to use 200 to 500. I'm telling ChatGPT 300 to 400. The reason I'm doing that is because when it's done, I may want to delete some of the stuff it added, and I can still be within the 200 to 500, or sometimes I may want to add additional things that it didn't come up with. So that's why I'm keeping it between 300 to 400. You can tweak those numbers if you like. All right, so I'm just going to copy all of this, and we're going to go and give this to our old AI friend here. All right, let's see what it comes up with. So I gave it my deliverables, I gave it my objectives, I gave it my outcome, my role. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, project description. It says here the objective of the project. Okay, that's good. So it's answering the first question. The initiative is a creation. Okay, on there. Their project resulted. So it's giving me the outcome, what I want. Ask the project manager. That is my role. All right, let's see what it got here. So in initiated, I developed the chart, identified stakeholders. Wow, perfect, exactly what they want. During planning, I developed the PM plan, scope, schedule. I'm not going to read all of this, by the way. You guys can read that. That is perfect. In executing, directing manager work towards the deliverables. This is perfect. Team meetings is great. All of these are pretty cool PMBOK terms. I track the performance using earned value. Oh, this is great, guys. I'm about to celebrate with this. I verified with deliverables. Okay, this is good. Final report, perfect, right out of PMBOK. Gave me the deliverables I want. Now, this project was delivered on time. Good, good. Okay, so I'm gonna. How many words is this? Did it say? Did it tell us? Let's say, how many words was that? 386 words. Absolutely perfect, guys. I'm telling you, if you submit this to PMI, they will approve it. This is perfectly written. It answered every question. It told me what you did as a PM in terms of PMBOK. Now, the problem with this, you could probably do this if you fill it out maybe in 2 or 3 minutes, and then it takes a second to generate the response. But a lot of this is not technically true. Now, here's what I mean. A lot of what's listed here is what it made up. This gives you the great template to start with. You have to read it and you have to say to yourself, did I do all of that? So you still got to tweak this. So what you should do once you get it like this and it's nice and perfect, here's what I recommend you do, because there may be things in here you never did. For example, notice it says in monitor and control and use and earn value management. I don't use earned value management on my project. Maybe you didn't do a quantitative analysis in risks. All right. So what you should do is now you should go in there and remove things. So what I would recommend you do is copy this, go back into it, and I'm going to say some of these things I never did. So I'm going to say, let's just put a space here. Oops. No. Stop that. So, by the way, if you want to chat GPT, if you want to press enter going down, you shift enter. So I'm going to say some of the things listed I never did. Here is a fixed version. Rewrite with these fixes. So I'm going to go through. So I did all this. Did I do risk identification? I think we all do that, but I didn't do risk analysis, quantum tape. I'm just going to delete it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll correct it itself. Maybe I didn't do, and to keep this video short, I'm not going to go much into this. Earned value management. Maybe I didn't do that. But maybe in procurement, maybe I can add in hired. No, let's do vendor. Let's say created vendor selection. Remember to take the course if you don't know what I'm talking about in terms of what's in PMBOK. Monitor and controlling, you could say conducted QC. So you can add that in, quality control, and then give it back to it. So you'll see what I mean. Because it's the responsibilities that's the hardest part, right? The responsibilities is the one that has to be absolutely perfect. All right. So you notice it removed the quantitative assessment. It put the vendor, it added in the vendor in there. That's good. It removed the earned value management. So that's good. We added in the quality control. So you want to make sure it's perfect. This is absolutely perfect. I like this. This would pass. So let it generate some generic things for you, and you can have it keep regenerating it. And once it gives you something, what you should do is you should go in here and remove things that it added and add things that you did. Refer to your 49 processes or what's in your PMBOK. All right. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. I'm not done yet. The one other thing I just remembered is agile projects. If you're doing an agile project, what you guys should do is go in there and say, tell me all the agile ceremonies that I'll do. So if your project was to develop a new software, tell it to include all the agile ceremonies and pull from agile ceremonies, processes, and artifacts from the agile practice guide. Let me show you what I mean for those of you agile folks. You see how I have this here? Did everything in the 5 process groups. So what I would do is I would say, add all agile ceremonies. I cannot spell ceremonies. It spelled it there for me. Artifacts, I cannot spell that either. And you could say from agile practice God. So something like that you would do. And that way, when it generates a response, it'll give it to you with perfect agile practices. I did use that for a couple of projects for all the students in our work. All right. If you guys found this video helpful, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of content. I got a whole new employment series coming up. Pretty cool stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.